What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how I've been doing the camo grind. I'm not done, as you'll see from the video, but I am on the platinum camos, and I've found some tips and tricks along the way that have helped me. Hopefully they help you. Let's get into it. So, inside of your create a class, whatever gun we're wanting to grind out the camo for, go into the gunsmith and customize. And the first thing you'll notice is there's a bunch of camos at the bottom. Now those camos are going to be a little different, definitely different than what we're used to in Call of Duty. So on the bottom left hand side, you'll see we have base camos. Every gun has 4 base camos and then 4 completionist camos. Completionist being gold, platinum, polyatomic, and Orion. What we're going to focus on here is the base camos for each gun. So looking at just this M4 here, 2 things to note. One, and probably the most important thing, is you have to level that gun up to a certain level to unlock the ability to do the challenge. So for most guns, they're pretty similar. So each class will probably be a little different, but most of the guns in that class are going to be about the same. So looking at the M4, to get the first camo, we need to get it to level 2. Second camo is level 8, then 13, and then 19. So keep those in mind when you are needing to grind the camo. You can't do the challenges until you have reached the required level. And then the second thing you'll notice is every camo is going to be different. It's going to be a different challenge. So for the M4 that we're looking at, it's 50 kills with the M4. All of them are going to have that same 50 kills, 40 kills, whatever it is. It's going to be pretty similar to that. The next 3 are going to be different between all camos. So I'll put on the screen what some of the different ones are. Apologies if I missed some. But just for the M4, we're looking at 50 kills ADS, 10 double kills, and 15 kills from behind. Some of the other ones are crouch kills, prone kills, point blank kills, stuff like that. So again, I'll list them on the screen for you to easily reference that as well. Once you complete the base camos, you'll unlock the gold camo, or the ability to get the gold camo. For every gun, it's going to be, all the completionist camos are pretty identical, with a variation of how many kills in that nature that you need. And then the rocket launchers are going to be completely different, because you can't get long shots with a rocket launcher, which is the platinum one. So it is in fact 15 score streaks destroyed with the launchers. So you'll see some variations in that. However, it's not really going to alter the way you play the game to grind out the platinum camos. So for gold, 3 kills without dying 10 times. That's pretty much the same across the board. Some of them are less. Some of the guns are 5 kills or 5 times instead of 10, and so on and so forth. So you'll learn as you go what you need to do. But the easiest way is just to come here in the gunsmith and check it out. Once you get gold, you will need a gold for every gun in that class. So it's 8 assault rifles, 8 submachine guns, so on and so forth. You will unlock the ability to do platinum, which is long shots, 25 long shots almost across the board with every gun in the game. Now, once you get platinum assault rifles, you would think you could move on to polyatomic. However, bless you. However, you cannot do that. You need to get 51 guns platinum. So you have to do all the guns at one time going forward. So once you get 51 gold guns, or however many you want to do, you will have the ability to do the platinum challenge, 25 long shots. Once that's complete, 51 times, you'll have the ability to do polyatomic, which is going to be headshots. with a variation as far as rocket launchers and stuff like that. Knife, riot shield, you can't get headshots with those. So you will in fact have some different challenges. Once you get 51 polyatomic guns, you will automatically receive the Orion camo, and I believe it comes with 10,000 XP as well. So that'll be nice. And then the camos on the right here, all these are just the base camos that you've unlocked along the way. So if there's a camo on here that you really like and you really want it, all you have to do is go do that base challenge for whatever gun it is. So for instance, if you like this scratch camo, this is get the SPX 80 to level 2 and then get 50 kills with it, and then you get this camo, and so on and so forth. It's pretty self-explanatory once you understand the concept, but that is the concept of camos. Now what do we do after we get the gold camo? There's a few things that you want to look for with attachments when trying to do the long shot specifically. For when it comes with the gold, when it comes to the gold camo, use whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you like, whether it be with or without a silencer, whatever grips you want to use. I really don't want to mess with the ammunition type too much, or magazines. The only ones I would recommend using magazines on, submachine guns, you're going to run through ammo pretty quickly, so having more of it helps. But anything that really helps you. I don't use lasers too much because I feel like they give your position away way too easily. So keep that in mind when you're making them. But for gold, whatever you're comfortable with. We're going to focus primarily on what's helped me through the platinum grind so far. These will also transition into the polyatomic, as well as I have gotten a ton of headshots with these builds. So looking at the assault rifle, the very first thing I do is put the optic on. Now this optic is one of the best optics in the game for one specific reason. This optic has a built-in rangefinder. So inside the holographic sight, you'll see it here. It won't track the distance in the firing range, but you will see right there, and I'll put like a little arrow pointing to it. It's lines right now, but if I focus on a darker surface, you can probably see it a little bit better. It does have a rangefinder. So what I like to do is I'll aim, say, at a wall, and like, all right, that wall is 35 meters. Anything beyond that wall is going to be a long shot for you. And then you use it. As you can see, this build, very little recoil. That one in the back was obviously hurt a little bit. Very little recoil, and that was a headshot. So, I think you'll find this to be a very helpful camo, or I'm sorry, a very helpful weapon build. What you're looking for is you want maximum recoil control and accuracy. When you're doing the platinum grind, you're going to want to do it on tier 1. So hardcore, for those OG Call of Duty players, you're going to want to do it on tier 1. So damage doesn't really matter. Range is helpful. But again, if you can reduce the recoil, range almost doesn't matter. So what I'm doing to do that, the VX Pineapple Underbarrel adds a ton of recoil control with a little bit of accuracy. It's going to keep you on sight a lot better. This muzzle also increases recoil control, reduces recoil, and it also has sound suppression, so it will help you out a little bit on that side as well. It does slow down aim to sight speed. Damage range, not too much, as far as the range being reduced. And then aiming walking speed. To be 100% honest with you, during the platinum grind, you're going to find yourself camping a lot. Movement and handling and mobility is not really a concern that I have. Now, barrels, again, this one increased the recoil control the most. And then this grip here also increased recoil control. As you can see, the gun didn't have a whole lot of recoil, and it's a pretty solid gun. This is just the M4. Every gun reacts differently. Every gun's going to have different attachments, but those are what you want to focus on. The next gun on the list is going to be the battle rifles. These are pretty easy to do because they're made for that long range gunfight. However, the marksman rifles, and the snipers are all going to be almost identical as far as what I recommend. Now, looking at the build, I use a 6x zoom scope. I feel like I get the best sight picture as well as the best zoom to get long shots from really any distance, anywhere from say 40 to 60 meters. You can get some pretty good sight with the SZ bullseye optic. Now there's many different ones. The night view is an advanced thermal sight with 6x zoom, if that's your thing. I don't really like thermals except for the LMGs. I don't know why. But you got 5.5 zoom, 4.8, whatever you feel best with. The sight is yours to choose on this one. And then it's really the same thing. Which one of these grips gave me the best accuracy? Now, with these, you don't really need to worry about recoil control because they're semi-auto. Recoil will keep you on sight, but you're really hoping to hit them with the first shot. Battle rifles is a little bit tougher, but marksman rifles and snipers are going to be one hit, chest or higher. And again, we're playing on tier 1, so sometimes even the battle rifles, you will one-shot people. So we're really looking for stuff, as you can see below, that are giving us the range that we need with some increased accuracy, a little bit of recoil control, and just increased damage. But range and accuracy being the main ones, meaning we're going to shoot, stay on sight, and hopefully kill them. Alright guys, so next up is the submachine guns. Again, very similar to the assault rifles, with a little bit of difference. One thing to keep in mind is you're always going to want a barrel that's going to give you range. Everything else is going to give you recoil control. So, again, X10 Angel 40, it's got the built-in rangefinder. It helps when you're new to long shots and you're kind of figuring out the maps and where you want to go, and we'll go over that here in a little bit as well. Don't forget, at any point in time, you can click timestamps below. I put them in the description as well. If you want to just skip to a certain class or maps or a certain section of the video, you can just jump to it down below. But again, X10 Pineapple, the XRK Sandstorm muzzle gives you some recoil control because it's a compensator, and the grip also helps with that recoil control as well. So very solid build for this gun. Almost every submachine gun will have all of these attachments, and hopefully that makes it a little bit easier for you. Again, sight is up to you. That's what I recommend. All of this is up to you. These are just what I recommend. This is what worked for me. I ran through the submachine guns pretty quickly with this build. Alright, so here we're at the LMGs. Slight differences on the LMGs. Some of them will have better foregrips than the Pineapple. Now some of them will have the side grips where instead of holding the foregrip underneath the gun, they hold it to the side. That is the better one to use. If it's available on the gun, use it. This is the RPK, and it does not have that option for me, so keep that in mind. Same thing with the muzzle. I just picked the one that gave me the best recoil control. This is a thermal scope. I do like it. We'll take a look at the firing range here in a second. I did put a stock on it because that does help the recoil control a little bit, as well as this grip. Again, no ammunition changes, no magazine changes. This one I didn't change the barrel on because you'll notice some of them don't make as much of a difference as other ones. And I noticed that a lot with the LMGs, is the barrel didn't really make much of a difference, or as much of a difference as the rear grip or the stock may have made. And you can see we got the range, the accuracy, and the recoil control all up. Again, mobility and handling did take a hit. However, that's not a huge concern because you're playing tier 1, and your intentions are to stay farther away from the enemy. Therefore, you will tend to be a camper. So if anybody's against camping, best of luck to you in getting these camos. It is not going to be easy, but is it impossible? No. So keep that in mind as well. All right, so to round out the primary weapons, we're going to take a look at the shotguns. The shotguns are really simple. There's two key components to a shotgun that has the range and kick to take an enemy out at 12.5 meters, which is what the long shot is. Those two things are a silencer. I know, again, it sounds weird. It does increase the range dramatically, as well as the damage to it. I know it looks like a little sliver, but that is a dramatic increase for the shotgun. I'm using the I don't know how to say that word, Schwingen DX silencer. We're using a Schlager barrel recoil control because you don't want it to kick back as much, as well as some bullet velocity. The round just gets there quicker. But probably the most important component is the 12 gauge explosive slug round. It is an explosive slug round and hugely increases the range and the damage. I did try the Dragon's Breath. It does work, not as well as the 12 gauge explosive. And then the regular slug works pretty well too. Gives you a little bit better accuracy than the explosive, but I like the explosive. This gun, the shotguns and the pistols, the shotguns, pistols, and both melee weapons you're going to do on shipment. It doesn't have to be tier 1. It does make it easier for the shotgun and pistol if they are on tier 1. Alright, so here is the riot shield and the knife. Keep in mind the hardest part to doing the riot shield and the knife are getting them both to level 11. Like I mentioned earlier, you do have to get certain levels unlocked before you can do that camo, so keep that in mind. And you can just see that right above the camo on the challenge. And then you need to get 2 kills without dying. Both of these weapons, the knife is 50 kills and 2 kills without dying. Both of these can be done on shipment. Regular doesn't have to be tier 1, but I did make a certain perk package for this one that will make it maybe a little bit easier, and that's going to be this here. So it's going to be double time so we can move faster, tracker so we can just see some enemy footprints a little bit better, or not even a little bit better, so we can see them at all. And then cold-blooded to help with tactical cameras, recon drones, spotter scopes, stuff like that. Any thermal optics, which you might see on shipment but not too much. And then ghosts, which will really be helpful with the UAVs and portable radars that you will see on there. So keep that in mind. When you're running the knife, you'll have the riot shield on your back. It does protect you from shots from behind, so you should be good there. Just keep in mind they can still see your feet. With the riot shield, it's really just a lot of running around and hitting people with the shield. It's exactly what it sounds like. So they sound harder than they actually are. These were probably 2 of the easiest weapons for me to do on shipment. By literally just running around, I was getting 60 kills a game. And that's going to round out really all of the classes. The only thing that I didn't go over were pistols. Number one reason behind that is because I haven't done the pistols yet, but it's really up to you on how you do the pistols. The same logic applies as all the other guns. Whatever optic works best for you. There's not a whole lot of options here. I would go with this SC Mini Tac 40 barrel. I mean, it's really, again, whatever is giving you the best range, because the range is pretty low on these pistols, but you're doing these in tier 1. Trigger action is helpful. You want to get a bit of a higher fire rate. You'll want to go with this Bruin Express trigger. Something like that would help. Rear grip is pretty important as well. Something that's going to give you accuracy. most of these pistols are probably going to be 1 or 2 shots on tier 1, so you'll want to do that as well. And then this is what the challenges look like. For the pistol, we are getting 15 long shots instead of the 25. So it's not terrible. Again, can be done on shipment because shipment is 30 meters from side to side, and you only need 20 meters to get the pistols. If you're finding it too hard or the situations just aren't lining up to where you're getting those long shots, by all means, I've seen people do these in normal maps, and it's just as easy as any classes, all of that stuff. But I felt like I needed to include it for those who wanted it. If you skip to this point, I don't blame you. That was longer than I wanted it to be. But here are some maps that I recommend for long shots. Now, you can get long shots on almost any map except shipment, but these are the maps that I like. Anything that's not on the screen, I usually back out of. So let's take a look at some of these maps and where the long shots are. Okay, so the first map that we're looking at is Crown Raceway, and it spawned us right into our first long shot spot of the game. So it's going to be this back corner here. There's a few different spots you can sit in, and I'll show you where those are and why they're beneficial. So here, you can just shoot way down here. Now you can see that concrete wall in front of me, 81.5 meters. That is insane for an assault rifle. We only need 35. So where we're going to sit is actually this here. That wall is still 53 meters away, and they will spawn back there, and they'll come up the stairs and come around that area, and they will line up all right here at different times as well. That wall here is 36 meters out, so sometimes they'll come through this door here, and you'll be able to pick them off there. If you want to get the added benefit of this spot here, you can just move to this one, and what I like to do is just mount on it and get it. You may miss a few kills if someone else is camping behind you taking that lane. However, this spot will give you anybody coming out of that door and there, but you can camp anywhere in this back area here. Area is right on the other side of the building, so that's where we just were. We're right here. Domination, this is a good spot to be. I really like being here in Domination. You can mount here, or a lot of people will just camp behind this car. It reduces visibility that your enemy can see you, but as you can see, that car is 65 meters out. It's a little bit of a distance, so feel free to scoot up a little bit if they're coming from here behind that car. You'll be good. They will also mount along these little pit areas here, so you will want to possibly even come over here, and you can still get a good line. That's about 41 meters, about 50 meters out right there, so that will help. Alright, so let's take a look at El Asilo here. Pretty straightforward, but there are a couple nice little spots that some people don't think about when they think long shots. So the obvious ones are these windows here. However, they're obvious for your opponent as well, so just keep that in mind. This is all long shot out here, honestly all the way up into like those boxes in this truck, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so the opposite side of the map here, you got that side there, that's the A spawn, and even some people up here, 36 meters, 37 meters out, so not terrible there. Same thing, other side, if they're pushing opposite side of the C spawn, you can get them there, coming out right there. Pretty easy long shots. Same thing for the other side. We'll just jump over there and take a look at it real quick. Alright, this side of the map, there's a little bit of a difference from the other side where some more popular spots are. A lot of people will go on this hill behind the trees, so you got 3 trees. You can only see 2 of them, but there's 3. There's 2 right there. There's 1 right there, as well as that little cart back there. Popular camping spots as well. If you're up here and they're spawning behind the building there, or where this truck is, very easy long shots as well. And then of course opposite of where we were, you got this hill that looks at those two windows over there, as well as down here. Some people have been camping up there lately, so always keep an eye on that section there as well. Alright, so farm 18, another pretty obvious one, but there are a couple spots that a lot of people might not know about. Here, that crate right here is a good spot to sit on if you're on that side, so keep an eye on that. Anybody coming through here, or even on this balcony if you're far enough back, is a long shot as well, so keep that in mind. And you might be able to get some people back there. Also, you can just peek over right here on this wall, and these are all long shots too. This spot should be fairly obvious. A lot of people will come out from the right. On top of the red crate, they'll mount behind it, as you'll see when we get over there. Here and on this roof as well. So don't forget about those. Those are all long shots up to here, so that's pretty close. So the back side of that roof is a easy long shots there. Alright, so we're at the crate that I mentioned when we were over there. The cool thing about this is you can mount that window anywhere over here for the most part, further back there, and then of course that roof, all a long shot. And then we can just take a quick trip here. That's a long shot there, and anything behind me. And then one of the two spots here that a lot of people might not realize, the C spawn is right on the other side of this wall. So right there, pretty easy long shots. And then if you look through the B building, the middle building here, if people are camping up on that ledge, that's easy long shots, as well as right here, there's stairs to get up there. So maybe some easy kills. And then one more spot here is, if you look right there, there's a doorway. You can't break out that glass, so oh, I guess you can break out the glass. Never mind, I lied to you. There's a door right there, and you can go there as well, and it's pretty hard for them to see you, so keep those spots in mind. And then for the opposite side, if you're just on that ledge by C, you can look through the glass towards the roof, which is a pretty easy long shot. Alright, Los Camos is pretty easy as well. This is one spot that people don't realize. That's 44 meters to the back wall, and it's a pretty tight alley over there, so that's a good long shot. Sometimes they will spawn or even camp in that corner, which is 50 meters. And then here's 36 meters, which is a super easy kill if they're camping behind that tree there. So keep that in mind. This side is pretty good. And then of course the obvious one that everybody goes to is here with the RV back there, the wall, and then this little flower bed. You can camp there, also right there. What I like to do here is mount on this wall. Gives them a smaller target, and you as well. So keep that in mind when grinding out plat camos. So here's the flower bed that you can sit on. Now this is a significantly harder spot, so you're gonna get a smaller target to shoot at up there, unless they're just standing up for some reason, and at that point just take the easy long shot. However, there is one spot that makes you a little bit harder to see, and that's this little cart right here. You can crouch on it, and then you got people there, and then if you're standing up, you can see people down this way as well. It's a little bit further away, so you might have to, even on tier 1, get a bunch of shots in, but a good spot. It's not like a primary spot people are going to be looking for you in. And then across the way, just left to right from where we're standing now, some long shots as well. So you can sit in there, have a little bit more cover. You can even sit in here if that door's open, or up top, you might be able to get some long shots there too. So just keep those in mind. Sometimes it's better to come up here, but just keep in mind they will be looking for you. That's a pretty hot spot here. One place that people don't realize is a long shot is this window is 34.3 meters out. Anybody inside of that room is likely going to be beyond 35 meters. And then here is one of the best spots to sit. They will either sit in that corner or they'll sit behind either that box or this box. This box may not get the long shot. You may, depending on what they're doing back there. This one for sure. Both windows, you'll notice. So don't sit here because you're only 30 meters out. If they're right on that window, you're not going to get a long shot. But if you back up a little bit, even just sit behind this and mount 34.4 meters out, there's a good chance they're going to be beyond 35 meters. Same thing with this window here. 34.4, boom. And then here as well, right here, 46 meters. And for the sake of saving a little bit of time on this video, all you have to do is opposite side. Just imagine looking at us here. And it's the same thing. This is another little cheeky spot as well that you can sit in. Really hard to see from over there, but more importantly, if they're spawning C, you can kind of pick them off back here as well. All right, looking at the maps again, we just covered Embassy. We got Farm 18 and Los Alamos. Sienna border crossing is extremely obvious. You only got two sides of the map to sit on. Standing on top of the buses, laying on top of the buses, deployable cover on top of the buses is helpful. Thermal sights, extremely helpful on this map, so keep that in mind with the amount of cars blowing up and just people throwing random smoke grenades. Thermal sights will be your friend here. Keep that in mind. Shipment, it's 30 meters from wall to wall. It's a perfect square. You're not getting long shots with Assault Rifle Shoot House. People will tell you this is a good map for long shots. I do not agree. I do not like this map. Tarak, if you can't find a long shot spot in this map, you don't need to be playing the game. Tarak, it's completely open. Anywhere you can get is going to be a long shot. Very, very easy map. That is the map you want to play for long shots. This is probably my favorite map in the game. Hydroelectric. It's really good for long shots, and there's some cheeky spots for sure in this map. So we'll take a look at this and see if we can't find some decent long shot spots. Looking at the A spawn of Hydroelectric. This spot is one that's fairly new to me. That red building that has the ledge on it is here. You can get anybody coming there or up the back side of it. You can see them pretty easily. Really good for marksman rifles, battle rifles, stuff like that. This is my go-to spot in the game. If you ever watched me play on Twitch or anything, you'll know this is the first place I come when I spawn this map, because anything beyond this rock pile, this little rock sticking out, is 35 meters. So coming out of that doorway there, or the backside of the building there, and then sometimes there's a rock, you can barely see it, there's a rock right there that people will lay on. Those are all long shot spots there. The two cheeky spots, this window here, you have to watch out. It's very easy to snipe you. I recommend sitting behind it and then mounting on this pole right here, light that window up. One spot people do not realize, doesn't seem very easy to see, so keep that in mind. But anybody on that little dome thing over there, anywhere around it, you can see them pretty well. So pretty good headshot spot. If you could headshot, you kill them faster. So keep that in mind. And then really, the rest of it is just opposite of the angle we were just looking. So if we're here, that dome is about 35 meters out, and they're usually standing behind it. This is where we are, or where we just were. And this is a spot that's really kind of hard to just like zoom through. Like I can look right at the dome, but it kind of takes me a second or two to kind of figure out where I'm needing to aim. So if I run up these stairs, I usually come in aiming, and you'll see I'm a little off right there. That's where we just were, and there are some platforms back there they can stand on, so don't go straight to that spot. Then there's that. Sometimes you'll see some heads poking up right there, but not really. Last section of this map, so that is the rock that people can lay on to shoot you from that one spot. This is one of my favorite spots on the map as well. You got here, and here is coming up from A towards B. You got the platform that we were first standing on, and just right here, some people will stand over there as well. There's a rock that you can stand on, but all of these are well within the 35-meter range to get them. And then this lane is pretty popular as well, and as you can see, that's 42 meters out, which is where standing on top of this rock, or laying on top of this rock, comes in handy. So keep that in mind as well, and hopefully those spots help you with your platinum camo grind, getting long shots. All right guys, that's it for the video. I really appreciate you sticking it out. This video was a lot longer than I anticipated. Don't forget to follow us on all our social medias down below for more information on how to watch us. You can also just tune in to twitch.tv/Scoopski, where we do everything live, including recording this video. So check us out. If you enjoyed the video, had some takeaways, don't forget to drop us a like and a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And as always, guys, I love you, and I'll see you on the next video.
Thank you.